Year after protests shut down I94, trials are getting underway right now for some of those people who were arrested. Protests that blocked the freeway in St. Paul followed the shooting death of Philando Castile. Several police officers were injured when some protesters threw rocks, bottles, and Molotov cocktails at them. City attorney says what protesters did was dangerous and unacceptable, and he is seeing these charges through. Of the 102 people arrested, 21 will face trial. One of the protesters going in front of a judge says she is actually excited.
Well, I really believe in this. I really believe that protesting is important. I really believe that protesting for justice, protesting against police brutality, to make our communities safer for Black and brown people, for queer people, for trans people. That's the world that I want to live in, where all of us can live free of fear of police violence.
County attorney says Summers and the other protesters should have left after officers ordered them to.
The investigation continues into the weekend attack on Minnesota's largest mosque. No one was injured when investigators say a pipe bomb was thrown into the Dar al-Farouk Community Center early Saturday morning. Members were back in the mosque praying yesterday, while others came by to drop off flowers where the bomb went off. Last night, the Bloomington City Council and the mayor came together to condemn the attacks.
Bloomington is a great city and a place where everyone should feel welcome. A city where we acknowledge our differences and want all individuals to feel safe and respected. We support everyone's right to safely worship the faith of their choosing.
The FBI opened up a command center where more than a dozen people are working. Not everyone is sharing support. People online are making harsh remarks and pointing out that the mosque once had a connection with local terror suspects. Community leaders say it is not fair to connect the incident to something that happened in the past. Stay with WCCO for continuing coverage of the mosque attack as we continue to learn new details about the investigation.
Every 3 weeks, the United States loses as many people to opioid overdoses as it did in the 9/11 terror attacks. That's according to New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who is the chair of President Donald Trump's opioid commission. Today, the president will get a briefing on the opioid crisis from Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price. Attorney General Jeff Sessions recently announced the creation of the Opioid Fraud, Abuse, and Detection Unit. That unit is going to use data analytics to find doctors who are overprescribing opioids for profit.
We're coming after you. We will reverse these devastating trends with every lawful tool we have.
The Opioid Commission has asked President Trump to declare a national health emergency. The president has yet to respond.
The Google software engineer behind a controversial memo is out of a job. Google fired James Damore last night. He wrote a 10-page memo suggesting women don't make it to the highest level of the company because they're not suited for the demands. Damore says he released the document hoping to start an honest discussion on diversity at the internet giant, where just 20% of tech workers are women. Late last night, Google CEO tweeted a statement sent to employees which called the memo offensive and simply not okay.